These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Powered by Riverside.
Morning, Joshua.
Hi. How are you?
You know,
You
it's a
doing
great
well?
day in the neighborhood. Would you
Glad to
consider
hear
being
it.
my neighbor?
Nope.
Well, that
Not
was
at
a
all.
podcast for today.
I do not want to be your neighbor.
Oh, okay.
I will be your friend
Oh,
from afar.
oh,
Or,
okay.
same town is fine.
I see how you are. Okay, then. Well, I'll be my own neighbor. It's a great day. You sound exhausted. A little tired, are you? Tuckered out? No. No.
Nope. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Oh,
Well rested. It was a good weekend.
your tone would suggest otherwise.
It's just the way I talk, Skippy.
Oh, we decided to turn from happy, joyful Josh to monotone Josh?
I'm not monotone. There's lots of inflection in my voice.
Beg to differ.
I mean,
But okay.
I could
That's
go
fine.
monotone if you would like. I will talk like this for the rest of the day.
No, I just think we may have lost our 17 viewers.
We didn't have any.
Oh,
No one's watching.
oh.
Not a
You
single
sound sad.
person.
You sound sad. Are you sad?
No one likes us.
Well,
Not even the people in India anymore.
well, couldn't hold that forever.
I mean, there's like 1 billion of them. You'd think 100 people would like us.
I mean, yeah. Other people
Yeah.
should like us.
A lot of people should like us. Thank you, Ronnie, for the diamonds on the old TikTok. So there's somebody there that loves us.
Thanks, Ronnie.
One person loves us over there in the TikTok world.
I don't care what anybody says about Ronnie. He's a good guy.
Bernie is online. Thank you. JT is also online. People are starting to hop on.
Oh, look at your voice change a little bit, too.
Well, it's nice to be light, Skippy.
Well,
Was a little defeated after, our initial interaction this morning. So,
jeez. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
I'm sorry if we're a little disjointed this morning. Skippy decided to hop on at 8:59, so we didn't really have a chance to, brainstorm our show today. So, some people want to show up to work right when they're supposed to start, and other people want to get there a little early and get prepped for their day. So,
okay,
it takes all kinds, people.
That's where we're going with this. Okay,
and I'm used to it, so I'm used to it. I have that staff, so. It's okay.
Just set the record straight. Most of the time, I don't log in until 8:50 something or other, and we say hi to each other, test each other's microphone, and that's about it. And we kind of just go from there, and that's okay. So
Ronnie
Josh may be looking for a new co-host.
Ronnie loves our derachos. Just an FYI.
Well, good for him.
Ronnie on the TikTok.
On the
Thank
TikTok?
you, Ronnie. Appreciate it.
See,
happy to have you listen.
You're loved.
Bernie says, "Happy Cinco de Mayo," and that's really why
it was Cinco de Mayo.
That's really why the inflection changed, because someone else is picking on you besides me. I don't feel like such a bully anymore.
Listen,
just the leader of the lynch mob.
I have large shoulders, so
that's not all. That's what I've heard. Yeah. JT says, "Morning, fellow pitmasters, and congrats to Skippy for continuing the tradition of doing well, competing while vending."
Thank you, JT. It was quite an experience.
Skippy was working on his Easy Bake oven frame. Give him a break.
Definitely had my Easy Bake oven frame running. It was, but I used cans. Did not use the Rectech for competing, only for cooking monetarily fair food. Oh, Joshua, are you replying to a comment?
No.
Oh, sound like you were typing.
Sexting.
Oh, good
Chris.
to know. Good to know.
Got to keep the employees happy.
So
Fran says, good morning. Justin Harris, sup? Recovering from a wedding catering yesterday. How big, Justin, if you're recovering? Weddings are easy, man. JT says, crap, I said pitmaster. Forgot about the pellet pooper for Skippy.
It's fine.
Pellet poopers aren't cheating. Lots of solid pitmasters have done very well on the Traeger competition models back in the days.
We can definitely, if you'd like, speaking of Mr. JT, I should remind him that I still have that picture of somebody's pellet cooker up in flames that I could definitely share with the podcast. So,
including a recent nomination for the Barbecue World Hall of Fame, Miss David Q. So, loves her Traegers. And I will going to preface this. The Traegers that you buy at Home Depot or wherever you're getting them in the store are not the same Traegers that you get if you order from Traeger. Not even close. There's a reason they are half the price at Home Depot than they are at Traeger.com. So.
Okay.
And that would probably be true of most of those. So. JT says he'd love them too if they paid me. Hey, she loved them long before she was getting paid by them. I don't know that I've ever seen her cook anything but a Traeger. I don't think.
She had a Fast Eddie's FEC.
She did?
Yeah. Auburn Hills one year, she brought it. It was one of those. It was more of a grill than it was like one of their large cabinet smokers. But she had a Fast Eddie's.
Okay.
She's always been a pellet person. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Justin Harris says his wedding was about 120, but it was plated. He had 6 on staff, 2 appetizers for cocktail hour, side salad, grilled chicken, asparagus, and fettuccine Alfredo, and then a French fry bar during dancing. Holy shit!
Yeah, weddings are easy. Yeah.
Weddings are typically easy. We did one
easy.
family style. I think we talked about the one that we did family style.
Yes.
Which was also kind of a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd think it would be easier, or at least not as difficult, but it's really hard to portion out your food to tables. You know?
Yeah, so I would think
not every 10 seated table is the same. You know? So you can't just do, okay, I'm going to do 3 pounds of pork or 3 pounds of brisket at each table. You know, you kind of have to adjust a little bit and guess. Because you could have a 10 top that, you know, goes through.
Wouldn't you just replenish if they go through it?
I guess it depends on how much you brought.
Correct, but if you all start with something simple or something like 2 or 3 pounds or whatever, and you know, brought more.
Yeah, but if you have 20 tables, I mean, for what we had, we only had 4 people on staff. So that's a lot of running around looking.
Should have hired more.
Probably should have. You should hire 1.
I don't need to. Actually, we'll talk about that.
You're finally going to hire somebody, huh?
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, Justin's next wedding is June 1st. 200 guests, but buffet. Buffets are the way to go, man. Buffets are the way to go.
Food truck service the way to go.
Fuck that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have my first wedding off the truck next month. They're actually just doing a regular buffet.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier and quicker. Yep. You can feed so many more people in such a short period of time.
How's that generator going?
Fine. Why?
Did you get a new one?
No. Well, like another new one?
Because you didn't respond to the one I sent.
I replaced the one that I bought. I took that one back.
Did it work?
We still had overloads.
Yeah, I think you're
yes.
Wired. I think you're wired wrong.
I'm not wired wrong. I was correct in my original assessment that the panel is not balanced correctly.
That's what I was going with. Okay, correct.
But it's not. It wasn't Southern Dimension's fault because we don't have the same equipment on board that we did when we bought the trailer. We got things situated, at least temporarily. Right now, we just have an extension cord for our steam table running to an outlet that's on the other half of the panel. So it's a workaround to us actually redoing the whole panel, which we will do at some point in time.
So once you figured that out, then you didn't have overloads, or still?
Yeah, overloads? Nope, we're good after that.
Okay, cool. Well, good. I found out that I can run my trailer on 25% load on eco mode.
Nice. That's not bad when you don't have anything really running on electric.
I got 16 hours out of a full tank.
You just got your heating cabinet. It's the only thing that's really pulling anything.
Correct. And that doesn't even pull it. That only pulls it to start, doesn't pull it to run.
Yeah. So, yeah, your fridges don't use hardly anything. I think you'll see a little bit of a difference once you hit summer. You know, those fridges have to work a little bit harder.
If I turn the air on, that's a constant draw. That's 15 amps by itself. So,
yeah.
That's why I had the 2 fans built in, so I can just suck the heat out, hopefully.
Good luck. Yeah, I imagine you're still running the air.
That's why I say hopefully.
Yeah. How was your week, Skippy?
You know, my week was good. I was actually just looking up everything that had to do with my week. I'm gonna
stop you just for a second. Justin hopped in on Generator Talk.
Hi, Justin on Generator Talk.
He says his went out twice yesterday. CO sensor both times. So yep, we had that problem early in the week. I don't remember where we were at. It was fine all day. We get to the evening, wind shifted. It's fucking. So here's the difference between, Skippy says just put it at the back of your truck, which it is and has been for a while. So with Chevys, Skippy, they design their trucks to keep things in the bed. Where Ford, shit just flies out, so you don't have to worry about the exhaust sticking in the truck as much.
Jesus H.
Hey, I've been waiting to throw that one all week. Anyways, Justin, we did the same thing. So when we were at that one, that we had an Ace Hardware across the street, and I overpaid for a large commercial fan, and now it's always plugged in, and it just runs when we're there and blows the exhaust out for us. So. Because I am not 100% sold on Predator still, so I don't want to disconnect anything or bypass anything. JT says a piece of aluminum tape over the sensor, and it's fixed. Chad, the tailgate is dropped. So everybody knows, the tailgate is dropped. The generator's all the way up against the cab. There's plenty of space for things to get out. But if the wind's still blowing a certain direction, it will hold the exhaust in.
Yes, it will.
Jesus Christ. Yes, and we still run the fan all the time because I just don't want to have to deal with it anymore. Go ahead and get to yours, Skippy. I will get to all my chaos of this week.
Yeah. So we like I said, had a good week. We Wednesday was a little catering drop off, and then a subdivision. Which what kind of sucked was the catering was literally a mile down the road from where I was at the subdivision that evening. And I didn't bring the trailer with me because there's really no place over there to set up for lunch. So I had to drive the 45 minutes to and from Ann Arbor twice, 4 times actually, there and back. We had our normal roadside on Thursday. That spot is starting to heat up with actually that was a rainy day. So when I had the other trailer, I had no awning. So honestly, rainy days, really, either I stayed home or if I thought there was a chance it would clear up, I would go out. This is the first time I had the awning out. And for a rainy day, we still did about $1,000 all day. That made me feel good. So no excuses unless it's really, really windy and thunderstormy. Brings me to Friday and Saturday. So we sold out both days and we competed. This was a new sanctioning body for the state of Michigan. It was called IBCA, which is the International Barbecue Cookers Association. I guess they can consider themselves international because we had a Canadian team there. Most lackadaisical comp I've ever been to. No meat inspections. No, you could literally show up on the morning you're cooking, as long as you get your boxes by 10 a.m., you're kind of good to go. So I was there at like 2, thinking that, okay, I had to get set up, and nope, just started the generator, waited for 2 hours. Guess I could have gone home because I'm only half hour away, but still. Set up by 4, didn't sell a thing until 6, and from 6 to 8:30 did $1,200. Decided to go home and sleep and just leave my generator on, and the pellet pooper were working and doing its magic. Again, 14 hours before it refilled, so that was pretty awesome. Got back, did everything I was supposed to. My girls showed up at 10. They were in the truck while I competed. We were fortunate enough to take 4th in ribs and 3rd in brisket and 6th overall. So it was and then sold out that day too. And I told the guys, I said, I was more concerned with selling out than I was competing. I just wanted to make sure. We adjusted our menu. We didn't do the creativeness that we normally have. We actually had more traditional stuff because I wanted the people to kind of taste what we were competing in. If I would have known that I was the only guy cooking brisket, I would have brought a lot more because people really wanted brisket. But not having to cook pork for a day or for a couple days for a weekend, it's kind of neat.
So you didn't do any pork while
just 2 ribs.
So how many racks of ribs did you go through?
26.
Between the 2 days, so 13 a day or 26 a day?
No, between the 2 days.
Okay.
So we went through... My puppies. We went through 60 pounds of brisket, 26 racks of ribs, and 60 pounds of chicken quarters. And those were the smaller quarters, so it was like 2 cases.
Those ones with the backs on them, because we've been using them for our catering the last couple of weeks. They've gotten bigger.
Yeah, they were pterodactyl
legs. As small as they were a month ago.
Yeah, I call those pterodactyl legs because they're flipping huge.
Which means that there's not as many in this case.
No, there's. I think
so in a case, I had to pre-order.
Yeah, with the big ones, I think you can count on maybe 35 to 40. They're almost like a pound a quarter now.
Yeah. So yeah, the ones with backs, the ones that are normally smaller, is the ones we were getting, and we were figuring. Originally, it was if we separated them, we could get 100 out of a case, roughly, anywhere from 95 to 105 out of a case.
Yeah, we did
separated, so individual pieces. But the ones we were doing this past week, we were only getting like 80 out of a case.
Yeah,
which is a significant drop when I can't just go back to GFS and grab another case. So
see, our GFS carries like typically 2 cases of the big ones on.
Those all come from the other side of the state for us. So those are all an East Side warehouse thing, is what we're being told. So which is why I can only get them on certain days. I can only order them and have pick up on certain days of the week for those. Yeah. So Tuesday is a day that I can pick up. I think it's like Tuesday and Thursday are the 2 days that I can get orders of chicken in. Of that chicken, at least. So it's weird, the things that come from different warehouses.
Very, very weird.
Oh, excuse me.
So we had, so we ended up doing about 3,100 over the 2 days. So I paid for the comp. I paid for my help. My girls walked away with tips with almost $200 a piece. They were happy.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about tips this week.
And I walked away with a third place brisket trophy and $300. And then yesterday we took yesterday off because it's Mother's Day and had a good Mother's Day. And
good. Did you get pampered?
No. My wife. We took Mom and my wife out to a what's the word I'm looking for? Mother's Day brunch. And my wife came home and planting flowers.
Excellent.
That's what she wanted to do.
Good.
Yeah. Yep.
Glad you had a good week. Sounds like an incredibly successful week for you.
It was a good time. It was absolutely a good time.
You know what the worst part of turning 100 would be?
The worst part of turning 100 would be?
Mm-hmm.
No. Please enlighten me.
Can't play with Legos anymore.
Why not?
They're only appropriate for ages 4 to 99.
Son of a bitch.
I know. Isn't that some shit right there?
That
Legos.
Is...
Can you please put a little plus on the end of the 99? Otherwise, I'm going to be very sad.
Yeah.
In another 56 years.
Oh.
I won't be able to play with my Legos. Well, good, Skippy. I'm glad that you had a good week. Okay.
It was a good time. It was absolutely a good time. How was your week, Joshua?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Why were you so exhausted?
I slept for the first time for longer than 20 minutes. Let's see, Saturday night. 20 consecutive minutes.
Okay.
We had 2 more Aetna events, one in Traverse City. For those that don't know, from us, it's about 2.5 hours.
Not bad, though.
No, it's not a bad drive. With my wife in her new position, she's been having to drive to Lansing and be there by 8 o'clock. We needed to leave at 7 to be able to get there and set up and everything for them. So we had Caleb was going to join Chris for that one. He was supposed to meet at my house at 6:45. At 7 a.m., I gave him a phone call, to which he said, "I'm running a few minutes behind." I said, "If you were a few minutes behind, you'd still be here." I said, "Have you left yet?" He says, "No." And he's probably 25 minutes from my house. So I told him to start driving north and to catch up with Chris wherever he is on 131 North. And they would find a spot for him to park his car and hop in the truck. So not a huge successful start to that morning. And as Chris got on the road, he calls me saying, "Yep, the truck's going into reduced power mode again." Okay.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, he dealt with that on and off all the way up there. So, likely what is the problem with that? It's not the DEF system at all. It's the fuel pump is starting to go. So with the trailer hooked up, the fuel pump has to work extra hard to get the gas to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
The engine sees that as it's not getting enough gas.
Yeah.
And then hits it into reduced power mode. But it comes and goes. So it's like, yeah, the fuel pump's going on the truck at some point.
You can't plan it, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So he fiddled around with it. It was good for the last 45 minutes of the drive up there. It happened a couple times on the way back, and it hasn't happened since. So it's about a once a month thing that we have a day that it is just finicky. It's so bizarre. And it's always on a day that we have to drive a long ways on a highway. Yeah. So the last time it happened was when we went to Detroit a month ago. So I don't know. It just knows that we have to do highway driving, and it's going to be a pain in the ass. So, but all things considered, he still got up there and with plenty of time with the kid and the successful event up there
with the kid. So
that's Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday we just had a regular roadside. I don't remember where we were. Wasn't a super great day, which I think we were all kind of okay with. Oh no, Wednesday we were. Wednesday was generator problem day. I think that was the day that. No, because I had the new generator on Monday. Okay, so new generator I got Monday. Switched those out. So Wednesday we were down at Midwest. Had a pretty good lunch. It was the Tuesday night tornadoes came through.
Yeah,
pretty significant damage in that territory. So we weren't sure what to expect. That electric cooperative didn't have a ton of outages, but still they lent a hand. They had a lot of broken poles, so there was a lot of crews out. It's a day where no one's allowed to go to lunch, but they all bought lunch for their departments from us. So it was a weird day where we didn't see a lot of people from the outside, which we normally do. But since everybody inside got lunch from us, it made it okay. And then from there, I gave in a while ago on a pot shop that has been begging and harassing us to come in the town next door to where we set up. Awful.
Yeah.
Awful. I think we did a $200 dinner. On a main strip, there was good opportunities for us to get traffic from not them. It's not like this place was in the middle of nowhere. Very commercial area. And with it being an area that we cook in regularly and have people, have followers down in that area, we thought it might be a good opportunity for us to get some of the people during evening hours.
Still a stigma to pull in the parking lot.
I know, but it's not like we were in front of the building. We were off to the side. We were closer to AutoZone than we were to them, really, in a shared parking lot. But again, that town was also hit pretty hard with storm damage. So my experience is, so far, day after a major storm, even if people don't have power, they're not going out to eat. At least not going out to us to eat. So that's going to be one of those things we mark on our for instances and we move forward. I am missing some comments, I think, probably.
I find that pot shops, people, they already have their $20 to get whatever they're going there, and they don't have munchies yet. So I actually talked to a lady because there's a dispensary where in the area we were set up for the comp, and she's like, "Oh, you got to talk to the owner of the dispensary over here. He'd love to have you over there." I'm like, "I'm sure he would." I said, "People don't have the munchies until they're done with that recreational activity." She's like, "Well, maybe you should put a couple seats out by your trailer, let them do whatever they're going to do, and then they'll have the munchies faster."
Yeah, we weren't fully expecting to get a lot of people from inside. We were hoping to get more people from outside. A couple more comments. Chad says, "Put the Jenny at the tailgate." I can't drop my tailgate all the way, Chad, with the trailer hooked up. Justin says his was in the truck bed. Was open, venue had us in an alley, no airflow. Chad says, "Go drive the truck on a day off, long trip, probably not doing a full regen." So it is doing full regens because we have a diesel mechanic that we get this checked out fairly regularly. And he pulls up full gen because that's what we thought it was happening originally, was it wasn't getting through a full regen. It is. We do it enough longer drives with the trailer, and on my day off, the truck gets driven enough that it is doing a full regen. Yeah, Justin says they had 5 tornadoes on Wednesday. Yep, you got the leftovers from us on Tuesday. Welcome. I think they said 11 was the last count I had on Tuesday throughout the state. So
that's crazy.
In a state that normally gets 3 to 4, I think is what they said the national or the yearly average is. To get 11 on the one day. And again, they're not usually super big tornadoes. I think the biggest one we had was the F2 that hit Portage. Did a pretty significant job of relocating some homes. Though, I think they said the path was 11 miles long. So I don't know if that was... Yeah, it was down for a long time.
Yeah.
It was moving quick, though. I saw some video. there was a couple of those tornadoes that touched down that were just flying across the screen, screaming. So luckily, everybody that I know that is good. I had a couple people that got their houses pretty significantly damaged from trees and other things, but everybody's good to go. Thursday, we had another Etna event in Holland. A little bit of a spitty rain. Planned on 225. I think we served 270. After our Etna event on Tuesday, they bumped up all of the head counts on all of the rest of the events by 50 people. So a total of an increase of like $13,000 for the year.
Yeah.
I said, yes, thank you.
Jeez.
Thank you very much. Because we still had like 13 events left. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that one went okay. We had someone reached out to us about doing a rehearsal dinner off the truck on that day. Rehearsal dinner was also supposed to be in Holland. So like, yeah, no problem. It was only like 40 people. They wanted to do service off the truck. I was like, yeah, no problem. Easy way to make add $1,000 onto the day.
Yeah, for sure. But
everything was fine. First of all, the location changed to a house in Hudsonville, which is where I live. Not a big deal. Actually worked out a little bit better. But we had a lot of time in between, so we were able to go back to the house and get stuff prepped for the next day and stuff. But so we get there. There's no one there. We're way ahead of everybody else from the rehearsal. We get a general idea of where to park, so we park. And then as people arrive, we quickly get blocked in from every available entrance or exit into the house. Again, whatever, not a big deal. We can always ask people to move. Just slightly annoying that the one available driveway that was there for people to park in that didn't affect us at all, no one parked in. So,
maybe
that went off okay. When we got there, we hooked up the register just so we can run tickets and stuff. It's all invoiced. Their minimum was like $1,000, which they were never going to hit with 40 people. So I really wasn't worried about running the tab, but it's nice to have the tickets come through. So as we booted up our Square, there was an update that was coming through.
Yes, there was.
So as it was doing the update on Thursday, we lost power. We had a random overload, which I've lost power during updates before. It has never been a really big deal. This time, it was a big deal. So our customer-facing display would not update all the way. So the register was normal register screen. The customer display just said, updating customer display. Please wait. Okay. Which I didn't even notice until I took the guy's card at the end of the night. So it still ran his card, but nothing changed on the screen, his screen. So no tip option, nothing. He's like, how can I leave a tip? I said, well, let me cancel this out. Let me run it off my phone, and then you can do the tip option. So that was fine. Didn't really think anything of it. Thought, well, next time we reboot it, everything will fix itself. It'll pull the update. Everything will be good to go. Nope. Next day, same thing. It never changed.
Did you disconnect the cord and push the machine back together?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you do that because I know you put it in a box. So I didn't know if you put it on.
Yes, everything goes back together. It goes in the same box that it was shipped in. So everything is nicely snug in place.
Yes.
Yes, we've tried it. We tried it every way.
Okay.
So as what?
What? Go ahead. So no, just asking a question.
I'm an old IT guy, Skippy. Troubleshooting is what I can do. So yeah, Chris shoots me a message the next day on Friday while they're on service saying, yep, still doing the same thing. I said, well, it is what it is. You can still run cards. You can just still do the manual entry on them. You're just not going to be able to take tips. It's going to be one of those days. So hopefully people have cash if they want to tip. So it got down to it. The good option was to factory reset it, start over, and then pull through the updates and I get everything to good. That was where we were at. Everything else had been exhausted. But me not having done a factory reset on those ever, did not know how long it was going to take, did not know what it entailed, did not know what it was going to look like when it came back up. Because it asks you 3 times when you go through the factory reset.
Are you sure?
You're going to lose everything. Are you sure?
Are you sure? This could be a bad idea.
I wasn't going to have them do that on that day. Because not taking tips is better than not taking orders. We don't want to get in a situation where we can't use the system at all. So I told them to go through it and get through the day, and I will factory reset it overnight. Apparently one of my staff members has become somewhat dependent on his tip money. Was not in a very good mood for the whole day. Yes, sir.
I know you say you have exhausted everything. I got one more question for you. When he started the machine, the register, was the customer-facing display still in the docked position, or was it already hooked up to its cable?
We've tried it both ways.
Okay. All right. Just wondering. If mine ever happens, I'm just trying to know what not to do. So
factory reset event. And I'll get into the factory reset scenario here. But the young man was definitely distraught about not collecting tips that day. And I know he listens to the podcast. So Caleb, get over your shit. These days happen.
Well, you do have
getting paid your hourly wage is better than not getting paid at all for the day.
There is a spot on your trailer, I believe, that is a designated crying zone, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
don't make me put you in the corner.
It'll get better.
Yeah.
Shit happens. Shit happens.
If you would like me, I'm more than happy. I will cut you some extra money out of on your check, and you can go ahead and pay for the next GFS order. If you want to complain about how I'm the only one making money that day. Not that was said.
Simmer down.
Nope. Tips are not guaranteed. Tips are never guaranteed. There's been plenty of days. Guaranteed. There's been plenty of days where the credit card machine's been working, and there's only been, single dollars worth of tips for the day.
So let me ask you that. Could this have been a time where, having a backup system would be?
Yeah,
I get it. I understand. I'm just saying, would it have been if you had an iPad that had a card reader on it, or even a phone with the app?
So
and a card
my
reader
phone, I can take orders on my phone.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, you're also paying a monthly service fee to Square for every device that you have that can, at least the way it was. I've kind of looked into it a little bit more. It doesn't seem to be that's the case anymore.
Correct.
So every device that you had as an active register, you charged a monthly fee for.
Okay. I don't believe that is the case any longer.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
So when I started, my phone, I was getting charged $20 a month to have it on my phone.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wasn't going to put it on everybody else's phones.
Understandable. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But looking into that, that could be an option. We do have a dedicated cell phone in the trailer.
Yes.
However, we don't get tickets printed that way.
Correct. Absolutely.
So it makes everything a little bit more tedious. But can we do it? Yes. We'll make sure that we have
FYI,
proper backups.
For what it's worth, you could update your kitchen printer to a Bluetooth printer.
I could, yes.
Any type of device you use to take orders could then also print tickets.
Yes, that is true.
But please,
I'm not into replacing stuff just because it's more convenient.
Completely.
So we'll use that printer. I will use that printer in some fashion until it dies.
Absolutely. Completely understand.
That was our business model previous years. Ooh, that looks fun and new. Let's get that.
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do the fun and new.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're spending money that you don't need to spend just because.
Yes.
Because you have the money in the bank. You're like, look at the bank account. It's summer. It's growing. And then all of a sudden you get to October and you're like, oh, I thought there would be more money in there. Where'd all the money go? Oh, yeah. We got these fancy new bag holders or something, you know?
Yeah. Completely understand. So, I'm with you.
So, yeah, that printer we'll have until it dies, which who knows could be any minute.
True that.
Probably tomorrow.
Hey, the other thing, too, you could check it out because I believe your register has a hub, like a USB hub. I wonder if you can plug in your phone to that, because then that hub, doesn't that connect to the printer as well? Because it's a USB printer?
I would not expect that to work that way because your phone is not typically set up for peripheral devices.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Your phone wouldn't be able to handle, your phone wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So,
I got you. I'm just looking for backups.
So, yeah, that was Friday night, or actually I did it Saturday morning while I was making mac and cheese in the morning. Set up the register, went through the process. Wasn't too bad. I think total took about 45 minutes. And that was going to be doing a couple other things. The biggest thing you need to do is sign back in to your Square account. You're going to need your authorization code that you have set up, which I was on the trailer. I had my phone, so I had to go through a whole lot of more hoops because the website kept popping up in mobile mode and this isn't available on the can you just take me to the full fucking site then? Please
do it.
End of the day,
so just fucking do it.
And then after you get through all that, then it does the update to get you back to where you were. Everything came through fine. I will say this, and Chris noticed it. I didn't notice it as much, but he thought it was moving much, much quicker in between screens and everything. So
maybe
it probably cleared out
an update or something.
It probably cleared out a whole lot of junk that's been. So we've had it for 4 years.
Yeah.
So if there's a lot of stored data there from previous updates and stuff like that, we definitely saw that it has been lagging lately.
Did you have to redo your menu, or did your menu pop up?
Nope. So it pulls right through from the Square website. Yeah, it wasn't awful. Like I said, 45 minutes. So potentially, yes, we could have done it in between. Knowing what it takes now, definitely would be more on board to doing that in between services. So Saturday we were in Newaygo for our normal service up there. It was a weird day. We sold out.
That's good.
Friday we sold out. Saturday we sold out. We're up to 13 now in the season. It's a weird day though. Friday was a weird day. A ton of meat by the pound. So yeah, our customer count in Newaygo was way down. Our sales were way down for the amount of food we had for a sellout. I think we only did like $1,300 on a trailer that had. Sorry, I gotta. Oops! Oh shit! Oh, our TikTok live is gonna end if I don't. I gotta move the puzzle piece. Apparently, I haven't been active enough on that side of the screen. Anyways, yeah, normally, I mean, we have a pretty good idea of what the meat we have on the trailers, the potential sales amount is. For what we had, it was probably 18 to 2,000. Yeah. And we did 1,300 just because it was so heavy on meat by the pound.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So Friday night and Saturday, we're both that way. I think Friday between lunch and dinner, I think there was 10.5 pounds of brisket out just as pounds of brisket. Yeah. And it was like all half pounds. So it's like, and I'm happy to have the sale. I'd rather have the sale than not have the sale at all. But it's just a little bit alarming when I get the notification from Chris, like, yep, we're sold out. Go ahead and make a post. I look at sales and it's like $12.50. I'm like, did you guys
where'd all this go?
Did you guys drop food on the floors?
Yeah.
Like,
that's the thing. It's
don't
like,
mesh up.
Yeah, it's the meat. The people that do meat by the pound. I mean, including yourself, I don't know why. Just because you know that a 4-ounce pork sandwich is going to, 4 of those sandwiches is like double the price of a pound of pork that you sell.
Yeah, but I mean, so those types of days are pretty rare. The day that we were open on Mother's Day a couple of years ago, it was all meat by the pound. I think we were done in a half an hour, and it was people getting like 2 pounds of pork for Mother's Day dinner type of thing. I think that was part of it on Saturday, just based on the amounts. So we had a few people with 2.5 pounds of whatever. Friday.
Would you, sorry to interrupt, would you ever use that as a pre-order only?
No. Here's where I'm at. We're too late into the process. We have too many people that come and get a half pound of brisket from us for lunch, So to go from that and then switch it to, all right, you need to get a sandwich without the bun.
Yeah, I know.
And you're going to get less meat and pay more.
I get it.
It's a hard switch for us to do at that point. We definitely encourage people, especially the people that have come and gotten large amounts of meat from us. Give us a heads up. Can you give us a couple days notice? We have no problem selling you 5 pounds of brisket. Just give us a couple days notice so we can make sure that we have food for everybody else at the same time.
Yeah.
And there are times when we take it off the menu. Festivals. So next weekend will be one of those weekends where we don't sell meat by the pound. Because we know we're going to have 280 people between the 2 days that are all going to get sandwiches.
Yeah,
so
I look at...
You have one person that comes in and gets 5 pounds of pork, food slinging the food. See you next week. Bye.